From the curly-haired superhero being put in yet another dangerous situation to Bruno Mannheim having spies inside Team Kent, these are the best Superman and Lois Season 4 fan theories. The third season of the epic show ended with a lot of unanswered questions, but now that it's been picked up for a fourth season, we might get to see some answers. Since there are only 10 episodes in Season 4, there's less time to create storylines, but that hasn't stopped fans from coming up with the most insane theories, like how Superman might be in a lot more danger than we thought. In Season 4, the iconic hero will fight the inverse Superman, who's become Doomsday. In Season 2, Lex brought Superman from the inverse Earth, back from the dead. Because of Bruno Mannheim's experiments and Lex's meddling, this clone of Superman wasn't anything like fans are used to. If he dies, he comes back much stronger than ever before, so Luthor takes advantage of this, killing him until he's nothing like the OG superhero. In the last episode of Season 3, the big villain sent the creature now called Doomsday to fight Superman. Their fight happens in the last few minutes of the season, but nothing comes of it. The conflict itself points to a possible adaptation of the Death of Superman story, which would make for another hard year for the Lane Kent family. But this is just one of many possible endings. One thing's for sure though, no matter how well the show follows this plot, Clark's in a lot of danger. Fighting an enemy that can't be stopped puts Superman's super strength to the test, and fans can't wait to see the hero duke it out with his evil clone, and to see a very dark comic book storyline come to life. But did you know that Doomsday won't be the only big bad in the next season? Fans think that the series is setting up Lex Luthor to be the most powerful version of himself. From his first appearance in the comics in 1940, Lex has been one of Superman's most iconic villains. He's been his arch nemesis from the start. Superman and Lois kept his identity in the dark until the third season to show how much power he has, and now fans are hoping that they'll get to see him on the playing field. The relationship between the superhero and the villain is super strange, but so very exciting. When the show started, the evil mastermind was already in jail and seemed to be out of the running. Lois's efforts to clear his name got him out, but he still blames her and her lover for his time in the slammer. And his failing relationship with his daughter, his desire for payback, is something DC fans are very familiar with, and they believe that sending Doomsday after Superman was just the first step of his master plan. He also kidnapped General Sam Lane, who just happens to be Lois's father, which is another great storyline fans can't wait to see. All the bad things that'll happen in Season 4 will be because of Luthor. Also, he still doesn't know Superman's secret identity, but it could be a major threat for the superhero and his family if this smart villain figures it out. This means that the happy couple's sons might be in danger too. Jordan and Jonathan have always been the show's main characters, and the twin brothers have grown up a lot in the last season. Jordan trained with Clark to become a hero because he knew he needed to be better, to help the world with his unique gifts. But unlike his father, he loves the attention. So fans are very eager to see how he'll handle that. It isn't easy to not let power go to your head, and Jordan will have to find something more positive to drive him. His parents are worried about his secret identity getting out, which is understandable given how reckless he can get. At the end of Season 3, when Jordan said he didn't like that he couldn't use his powers, his parents showed no sign of giving in. This might mean that with him taking a step back, fans could finally get to see Jonathan in action, since he hasn't really had as easy of a time dealing with his powers as his twin did. In Season 3, he started working at the firehouse to try to change the world without his super abilities, but Jordan's lack of duty put his job in danger. Things got easier for him though, when Kyle Cushing, the fire chief and John's boss, found out who Superman really was. But at the same time, it made things difficult for the little hero, who wants to make a name for himself without his father's help. Fans have a bunch of theories on how this would pan out. From Jordan and Jonathan forming a rivalry because of their parents, to Jordan maybe turning towards a darker path. Putting this possible sibling rivalry aside, fans think that Lex and Doomsday won't be the only problems the heroes will be facing. Bruno Mannheim has been a big thorn in their side too. He might have spies working very closely with the heroes. While it'll take some time for Lex to finally take center stage, As the major villain, fans already know that Bruno Mannheim's one tough cookie. The bad guy's given a scary message to the Man of Steel, making it clear that even with all of his super abilities, the hero wouldn't be able to stop him from changing the world. He wants to change places like the suicide slums in Metropolis, and fans know that these aren't just a bunch of empty words. Bruno's made it really hard for Superman to fight him because he's kept his promise to use the Man of Steel's blood to make metahumans for his evil plans. In an interesting twist, fans think he may also have spies that have made their way into Clark's personal life. And don't you worry, they've narrowed it down too. There are two possible people who could be Bruno's rats. The first one, and maybe the most obvious choice, is Mateo, a teen that Natalie met at a party in Metropolis. He went to the Smallville High School dance to try to get her to go out with him, and with his wicked charm, he managed to seduce Iron's daughter. Fans of the comics know that he's Bruno's son, from the source material, and from the fact that he has some supernatural abilities that a normal teen just can't have. Sam Lane has kept a close eye on him, mostly because he's suspicious, but also because he's super protective of Nat. Since he knows Nat and Iron's big secret, it's easy to imagine Bruno taking advantage of Nat's need for new friends and her desire to have a normal life. The second person could be someone inside Lois's inner circle. Remember who she met at Bruno's clinic, where she was getting treatment for her cancer? She even tried to join the group, but one of the women turned her down. But she didn't turn them away completely. She's none other than Peya, Bruno's wife, who's been getting closer and closer to the couple by pretending to help with Lois's medical condition. In the next season, fans think she just might stumble onto Clark's secret identity, since she's gotten so close to them already. With all of this in mind, fans can't help but think that she's actually the villain, Onomatopoeia, and they might be right too. The villain's name literally has the word Pia in it, and their body types are very similar too. These inside informants would make Bruno even more ruthless than ever before, which would make Intergang almost undefeatable. They're already so powerful and have monopolized the arms trade. Bruno's more of a thinker than a fighter, having to use Bizarro again. Putting spies in their inner group to get their trust and information would be the absolute worst way to hurt them and make them crumble from the inside. Mateo might find out the truth about the identity of Superboy, as well as Clark's Kryptonian roots if he gets too close to Nat. Bruno could then find weak spots in the Kents' relationship, just like the unknown cancer patient can. She could follow Lois for hours without being noticed, and if she had to, she could use her powers to kill the heroes. Bruno's always one step ahead of his opponents, so he might as well go for the heroes' hearts, after telling them he'd go for their blood. In the end, it would be a warning that he'll do anything to win, trying to put the world on the right track and getting rid of each member of Team Superman. So there you have it, DC fans, from Bruno Mannheim having spies inside Team Kent to the curly-haired superhero being put in yet another dangerous situation. Those were the best Superman and Lois Season 4 fan theories.